Okay, let's continue with your thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, women are not as good looking at 30 than they are at 20, generally speaking. Do you disagree?
I do.
Okay.
I just think
Why?
that because I think you are not just, I mean, being young is something like beautiful, but I just think that being attractive doesn't only mean to be young.
We're talking about looks.
Yeah, about attractive.
Right.
Yeah. But you are not, you don't, like, you're not attractive only because you're young, and you're not less attractive only because you're old. You can be more attractive when you're old if you haven't been. I don't say that all young women are less less attractive than older women. I just say you can say, and I don't care if this is like coming from a man or from a woman, this is my point.
Yeah.
Because I think you can grow up and be like more attractive and like grow in yourself, finding yourself.
Yeah,
You
but this
try
whole
to
this whole
explain.
idea that okay, you were insanely unhealthy at the age of 18 and you were morbidly obese, and then by the time you turn 30 you're like a fitness competitor and you're at your peak health and you're not drinking, you're not doing drugs. It's sort of such an extreme to some degree extreme example. Most people typically as they age they tend to gain weight, they don't tend to lose it. Their metabolism slows down. They're less capable of maintaining a healthy weight as they age. There's just certain ramifications that are inevitable when it comes to aging. For example, even when it comes to your health, you know, you're going to get wrinkles as you get older. Your skin is going to change. These are not really things that you can do things to perhaps help it mitigate it. But to compare, for example, the skin quality of a 40-year-old to a 20-year-old is laughable.
But basically, you tell me that to me because I asked the guy something. You say, but if you are old, you can afford what? You try.
This
to do
whole
that.
this
But I'm
all
listening
stemmed
to explain
from-
because I
Look,
have hungry.
This all stemmed from me basically saying that
You try
y'all's-
to do
your
it, to
best
do it.
years. You give sex away freely to the
Now
jerks.
it's
Hold
my
on.
best
Stop.
years.
You've literally admitted to doing this. You were less. There was less discretion when it came to who you gave sex to. Now, after you've had more sexual encounters, you have more relationship baggage. You're less physically attractive. Sorry, it just as you age, that's the reality. Now it's like I have
It's
less.
your reality.
Stop. I have less to offer. But I demand more.
I demand more every year.
Exactly. And every year you get less and less attractive.
And
Yes.
I have very good relationships. Now I'm single, but I'm very happy with
Look, it's just the reality. As you get older, you
reality.
get less attractive.
maybe
Sorry.
you're less attractive, but I
You're
feel
It's not
good.
about you. I'm talking about people in general.
But you're not less worth just because
I'm
you're
not talking about your
Well,
value
that's
as
where
a
you're-
human.
but that's what you're doing. That's why you're describing it the way that you're describing it.
That was his point. He said, why did you give sex for free when you were young and more attractive and more?
Just Gerald donated $200. You can't
Thank you,
count
Gerald,
add
for
18 and 8. You don't understand basic sentences, and you get confused with every question.
Yeah.
How the hell are you a lawyer? Someone change her air filter.
If she even is or was a lawyer, the court needs to look at all her cases and just totally. I mean, that's just such a. Okay, go ahead.
Like you said, why did you give sex for free when you were young and more attractive and you were more worth it than now, like when you have aged and had more sexual partners and everything, you like think you are more worth. But this is not only the things that you can count. You are like, you have more experience in life.
More baggage.
It's, I mean, no.
Do you
not,
think men
not
care
all
about?
experience
Do you think
are
men care
bad.
about a woman's experience?
I
Like,
mean,
do you think
yeah.
that your experience in life makes you more attractive to a man?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
the more you've traveled, aka translation, I've been to countries perhaps even alone, travel alone, and I fucked men in those countries. That's what we hear when we hear experiences. Tell me your experience that would make you more attractive to a man. Go ahead.
What kind of experience do you mean?
You use the word.
You use the word.
You use
Yeah,
the
but
word.
I
You
mean-
said as women get older, they have more experiences,
Yeah.
which makes them more attractive to men. How?
Yeah, like all. You
Okay,
said
how?
About,
How?
So you
How?
said you talked about traveling. So I traveled a lot when I was young. When I got older.
That makes you less attractive.
That makes me more.
makes you less attractive.
Why? I have much more to talk
Mature.
Do you think, just to be clear, so okay,
Yeah.
you think me as a guy or
Yeah.
any man, we're looking at a girl and it's like, oh damn, she didn't go to fucking Costa Rica. I don't want to fuck her anymore. She didn't go to she hasn't been to Europe. I don't
Maybe
want to fuck her
because you are
anymore.
that kind of man.
Yeah. Maybe it's
Yeah, you are that
in
kind
the
of
history,
man.
Never in the history of humankind has a man ever thought she hasn't traveled to enough countries. I no longer want to have sex with her.
No,
Maybe
but
because
maybe
don't feel
that-
inspired of that woman.
I didn't say they wouldn't date me because they
Okay,
have
so it
never
has
been.
nothing to. If they wouldn't date you because of it, then it has nothing to do with whether they'd be attracted to you or not.
Why not? I mean, they're attractive to my personality, and
So
I
you think the
grew
deal
my
breaker- you think that-
personality with the years.
You think the deal breaker would be, had you not traveled for any given woman, had she not done a sufficient amount of traveling, a man would not date her because of that?
I say that I have more experience.
What experience?
Like in life, I traveled. I cook better than I do now. I was stupid and naive when I was young, and some guys are not attractive to that. Some guys.
Does this experience include your sex work?
Yeah.
So you're less so
We
just
can-
because
yeah.
of because now you're involved in sex work, so now you're
I
less
didn't say
attractive.
Sex
about
work,
sex
no.
work.
But that's part of your experience, right?
Yeah.
Like when you were 25,
Yeah.
did you do sex work?
No.
Does sex work make you more or less attractive to men? AKA your experience.
Make me
Experience.
more attractive to my
Forrest
husband.
Gump donated
Maybe the
$200.
experience in sex is better.
Many
Yeah,
older
I mean,
men would rather have a relationship with an
don't
older,
know.
experienced woman. God forbid I have to teach a young woman how to
Andrew
have
has the
sex.
popcorn.
Can we change the subject and talk about Passport Brothers?
Forrest Gump, thank you very much for the TTS, man. We can maybe touch on Passport Bros a little bit later, but let's finish up this convo. Okay, so your experience, it makes you more attractive to men.
Yeah, my life experience.
Okay.
I have more to
Do you think
talk
men care about that? Be
I
honest.
think so,
You think we care?
yes. Yeah, of
Men
course.
care about your experience.
I mean,
Okay.
So it's on you. What do you want in your life? I don't know if you're in a relationship. You didn't like talk about you in this part, but like, what do you have from a woman who's young, who's naive? She just looks good, but you can talk to her. You can have like a deep conversation with her. You can.
I
That's
can't.
if she's intelligent.
I can't.
But like, how intelligent is she without any experience? She's like, when she's like 18, she's like maybe living with her parents. She just got to university. I mean, she's
Living
a
with her
beautiful.
parents.
She's a beautiful woman, and she will grow. It's like a raw diamond. I never said a young woman is less attractive than an older, and I didn't say an older woman is less attractive than a young woman.
Yeah, that's
I
where we
just say
disagree.
you can't just like say an older woman is always less attractive than she was when she was
well,
young.
hold on, we didn't say
I
that.
think the
though.
age
We didn't say
doesn't
that.
matter.
Exactly what you said.
He didn't say always. That's number one. He didn't say always.
Yeah, but
Speaking in generalities here.
Exactly, and that doesn't mean all. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. But the point is, we're looking at what men value, and men typically value youth and fertility, and that's typically indicated by how you physically look. So because that's what we value now, you're not wrong if there's some men who prefer experience or they don't have a problem with experience. Yes, but then you're talking about what elevates your attractiveness more, experience or your physical appearance. Your physical appearance is going to be weighted heavier than your experience when it comes to your physical attractiveness, because at the end of the day, we respond visually to the way women look. We look at your body, markers of fertility. That typically corresponds to your age. The older you get, the more those markers of fertility diminishes and the less attractive you sexually become.
I don't say you're wrong. I just say, like, you can be hot when you're old, when you were not that hot when you were young. It's just, he said, like, why did he assume that she was more hot than now?
Yeah, I was
Like,
speaking in generalities. I was saying,
and
why
just,
do women
and the
in
only
general...
thing, and the only thing that I said is, I don't think we should assume that, because
We should.
Well, what do you think is the more common case? You think more women become more attractive as they get older, or the women who aren't attractive as they get older? Like what you said. What did you say?
Yeah.
Women who aren't that attractive, they may get attractive when they get older. You think that happens more or less than women who get less attractive when they age?
I think that depends on the woman, and also on what a man wants in his life and what he appreciated. It depends on, like, both sides. I just say we can't, like.
Yeah, but if you had to guess which happens more, because one does happen more. One is an outlying example, is a statistical anomaly, and the other one is the common case. Which do you think is the common case?
Okay, maybe, yeah. I think I haven't said you're wrong, and I haven't said it's not, like, common, but yeah.
If it's common, then that means more women get less attractive when they
but
age.
it's not the point to assume it,
Why not?
because
If we know what biology does, then why wouldn't we assume that biology works the same way on the average
If I don't
case?
decide to have kids, I'm not attractive. If I
That
can
has
have
nothing to
kids.
do with the conversation. Gonna totally ignore that. Continue with your point.
I want to go.
I forgot the question. Oh, what?
Oh, I was saying, which is the more common? I said, if we know what biology typically does on average, which is women get less attractive physically, sexually, as they age, then why would we assume that that doesn't stand to reason that that's what's going to happen?
I mean, because it depends on what you want. Not every guy would agree with your point that the woman is getting less attractive just because she's getting physical attractive. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's maybe more common that a woman and a man is getting less attractive with his age.
What if I told you there was evidence and data on what the most attractive age a woman physically is according to most men? What if I told you that? What age would you think it is? Would you think it'd be in the 30s or the 20s?
I mean, she's in her 20s. We are talking about, like, the 18 to
Well, hang on now. We haven't actually established that. I just wanted to point out we haven't actually established she's in her 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still-
Answer Q's question.
Sorry, again.
Okay, so let's say we take a poll and we ask 1,000 men, which age of attractiveness is women most attractive physically? Do you think they would say 30 or 23?
I think by 100 men, maybe 50.
1,000 men.
50-50.
You think 50-50?
Yes.
50-50.
Yes.
Do you think on average, how about this question?
Killer of cereal donated $200. Cellulitis craters churn my butter. Bingo wings need some sauce on 'em. Thinning hair really complements your sun-dried, wrinkled skin. Get older now, please. Your vibrant youth is scarring my corneas.
Killer of cereal. Thank you. That was poetry. That was a haiku or something. Okay. Do you think the average 35-year-old woman is more attractive than the average 25-year-old woman?
I don't say that. I just say
I'm asking you a question.
You can't assume.
Do you want to answer the question?
I say a woman can be more hot when she's like 35. and
Absolutely.
less-
Sure. A woman could have been morbidly obese and a heroin addict at 25, and she cleaned up her life, and she's now a fitness bodybuilder at 35, and she knows how to do her hair and do her makeup and all that fucking bullshit. Absolutely, you can be more attractive at 35 than you were at 25. However, that's not what I'm talking about. If I can grant that there are these exceptions, can you answer the question? Is the average 35-year-old woman more attractive than the average 25-year-old woman?
No.
Yay.
All right, cool.
We did it, guys.
Checkmate.
We did it.
All right. Boy, only took an hour.
Let's go.
Okay. This is a perfect segue into Stifler. Ask everyone to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7. Go ahead.
4.
My own?
Your own looks, yeah.
At 8.
Okay.
10.
Mm-hmm.
8.
Can't pick 7. I'll go 6.
8.
8.
I'll go 6.7.
I give myself a 5. Andrew?
Well, I mean, in front of all these magnificent-looking ladies, how could I be less than a 10? I'm a 4. I'm a 4.
I think you're right.
So we have an... Oh, you think... Pull up a picture of young Andrew. Get the picture of young... It's on the tabs. It's on the tabs. Andrew, you can't let her talk to you like that.
Okay.
By the way. You cannot let her talk to you like that, Andrew.
Johnny.
Ha ha.
Okay, now where I saw the picture, you are definitely a 7. Oh, I can take... I take an 8.
What are you
Just to be-
talking about? I was way better looking in that picture than you are right now.
Just to be clear, you would be settling for even young Andrew.